Welcome to Parental Alienation and Narcissism by J. Claude McDaniel. This program is to help you heal and navigate through the hardships associated with narcissistic alienation. Please like and subscribe.
Welcome to episode 19. My name is J. Claude McDaniel, author and victim of alienation. I share my experiences, education, and provide valuable information that I hope will help you navigate through your plight. This episode is opinion-based narrative if you should find yourself in need to provide documentation for court, more involved than for a remediator that we earlier discussed. You may wish to skip this episode, but I recommend that you review now for knowledge purposes. Part A. When documentation becomes your voice. Part B. Following this part will discuss turning facts into credibility. For months, Alex had been keeping notes. Simple entries. Dates, times, phone calls, visits, missed exchanges, conversations. At first, the diary was simply a way to keep track of events, a way to preserve memories, a way to make sense of situations that often felt confusing. But as time passed, Alex began noticing something important. The diary was showing patterns, not isolated incidents. Patterns, and patterns tell stories. A missed visit may be an accident. A forgotten phone call may be a mistake. A single misunderstanding may mean very little. But when the same behaviors occur repeatedly over time, they begin revealing something larger. Something meaningful. Something that can no longer be dismissed as coincidence. Alex realized that if concerns about parental alienation continued to grow, he would need more than memories. He would need organization. He would need clarity. And he would need credibility. One of the biggest mistakes people make is assuming that more documentation automatically means stronger documentation. Alex learned the opposite was often true. 1,000 pages of unorganized notes can overwhelm the very people you hope will understand your concerns. The goal isn't quantity. The goal is clarity. So Alex began organizing his records. He created timelines, chronological summaries, categories that grouped similar events together. Communication records, parenting time issues, educational concerns, medical information. By separating information into clear categories, he transformed scattered notes into a coherent story. A story supported by facts. A story that could be easily understood. Perhaps most importantly, Alex stopped focusing on individual incidents. Instead, he focused on patterns. Because patterns are often more persuasive than isolated events. One missed exchange may not attract attention. Repeated missed exchanges over many months tell a different story. One communication failure may be understandable. A consistent history of communication problems may reveal something more significant. The diary wasn't becoming a weapon. It was becoming a map. A map that revealed trends which would have otherwise remained hidden. As Alex reviewed his records, he discovered something reassuring. The documentation wasn't just showing challenges. It was also showing his involvement, his consistency, his participation in his children's lives, his efforts to remain present. The diary wasn't simply documenting problems. It was documenting parenting. And that distinction mattered. Because credibility isn't built by proving someone else wrong. It's built by demonstrating who you are. In the part B of this episode, we'll opine on turning facts into credibility in the legal theater. Part B. Turning facts into credibility. By the time Alex's documentation filled several folders, he understood something many parents learn the hard way. Having evidence is only part of the process. Presenting it effectively is equally important. When people become emotional, they often want to share everything. Every frustration. Every disappointment. Every example of unfair treatment. But Alex learned that credibility often comes from simplicity. From presenting facts clearly, calmly, and without unnecessary emotion. When reviewing his records, he began creating summaries. Short timelines highlighting important events. Concise overviews identifying recurring patterns. Simple references pointing to supporting documents when needed. Rather than asking others to sort through hundreds of pages, he provided clear roadmaps. The supporting information remained available. But the key points were easy to understand. This approach made a tremendous difference. Because professionals often have limited time. Whether speaking with attorneys, evaluators, mediators, or other professionals, clarity matters. Alex also learned the importance of letting facts speak for themselves. Instead of making accusations, he described behaviors. Instead of assigning motives, he documented events. Instead of speculating about intentions, he focused on observable facts. For example, rather than writing, "The other parent is trying to destroy my relationship with the children," he documented, 5 scheduled calls were missed during a 6-week period despite prior confirmation. The facts remained objective. And objective facts are often more persuasive than emotional conclusions. Another important lesson involved legal and ethical boundaries. Alex made sure every document was authentic. Every screenshot retained its original date and context. Every record focused on issues directly related to parenting, communication, or the well-being of the children. His goal was never revenge. His goal was accuracy. Because credibility depends not only on what you present, but on how responsibly you present it. As time passed, Alex's documentation began serving another purpose. It reinforced his confidence. When memories were questioned, when narratives became distorted, when confusion crept in, he could return to his records, not to relive conflict, but to reconnect with reality. The diary provided something invaluable: perspective. The ability to see events clearly rather than through the lens of stress or uncertainty. And that clarity strengthened his ability to make thoughtful decisions. Eventually, Alex realized that documentation is about far more than courtrooms or legal proceedings. It is about preserving truth, preserving history, and preserving the story of a parent who continued showing up despite challenges. The lesson from this part is simple. If parental alienation becomes a possibility, preparation matters. Documentation matters. Credibility matters. Not because you are preparing for a fight, but because you are preserving reality. A carefully maintained record can help identify patterns, protect important relationships, and provide clarity during difficult times. Because when facts are organized, truthful, and presented calmly, they often become the strongest voice in the room. And unlike emotion, facts do not fade with time. They endure. As this story continues into the next episode, we'll explore protecting your peace and rebuilding your future. This ends episode 19 of my videos. In episode 20 we'll explore protecting your peace and rebuilding your future after alienation. Thank you for reviewing my site and listening to this episode. Please like, subscribe, and comment. It helps this valuable site to grow and spread sound child behaviors and alienation information. Sincere thanks, J. Claude McDaniel.